Hey everybody, welcome back to Around the Emirates podcast with Sara Mousa, where I speak to guests from across UAE about topics you want to hear about. Today I'm joined by the lovely Cami O'Hara, who is a vet mechanic. Hello, Cami.
Good morning, Sarah. How are you?
I am great, thank you. How are you and all your 140 cats?
We are all good on this cloudy Sunday morning. We just finished the morning rounds, and it's just lovely to be at home on a Sunday morning.
Girl, I hear you. I totally hear. That's why I love doing podcasting on Sundays as well. So I understand that you are an avid vet mechanic. You take care of so many cats. I know that you have such a good heart when it comes to cats. Please tell me your story.
So I have arrived in UAE about 23 years ago. My parents used to work here, still do, and have been working in retail and followed by corporates. Used to be an executive assistant for some of the leaders around the city, whether it was the chairman of Damak, the CEO of Deloitte. I used to work mostly in finance and the Big Four. And then having had or amassed a number of cats at home that we managed to either adopt, relocate, foster, we've decided early on last year, me and my husband Mike, to open our own vet. It was an organic transition, and that's pretty much, at a very high level where we are these days. But so have been an avid animal rescuer, whether it's tortoise shells, dogs, cats,
Wow.
people. uh, and we've just literally we just celebrated our 6 months anniversary in terms of the vet, and it's going really well.
That is amazing. You just said so many. I mean, I didn't realize it went just beyond the cats. That's beautiful. I love the people part. That's a very important part to know. But I mean, congratulations on 6 years. That is fantastic. I love the fact that you've kept going. You've kept stuck to your kind of your targets and your ambitions with this. And it's so cool for you to be able to say, not only have I been in the UAE for 23 years, but I've been helping save cats as well for 6 years. That's beautiful. And I know that you said that you set up the kind of the vet mechanic business here, and obviously you have over 140 cats in your house. So that must come with its challenges as well, right?
Absolutely. I mean, it comes with a lot of red tape and organization, whether it comes to making sure that you're very organized from a scheduling and cleaning perspective. We do have permanent help at home that are assisting both me and my husband with regards to this system. And generally, it's one of those situations where I'm very, very fortunate to be able to have an infrastructure around me, whether it's a large family from both sides, mine and my husband's, alongside with permanent staff at home, because having been at work and working with animals, it's a 7 day a week kind of job where there are no days off, whether it's at home or at work, and having the luxury to be able to rely entirely on whether it's my parents or my husband's parents or the hired help that we have. It gives us a lot of comfort to know that everything is well taken care of.
Nice, nice. I love that. And having so many different members of the animal kingdom in your life must come with a few funny stories, does it not?
Absolutely. I mean, it's one of those where even since like I'm mostly at the vet every day, and then you do have the occasional client that comes with one cat or one dog, and then they do ask me, as you rightly asked me earlier, is like, so how many cats do you have? And I do mention, I'm like, oh, I have 3 dogs, some fish, 2 chicken, and 140 plus cats. And I think it's just purely the facial expression and the genuine shock, because they are like, have I heard this number right? And then when I'm being asked, like, how do you remember everybody's names? And then I I follow that with, like, we have them in clusters, we have the Emirati cluster, we have the French cluster, we have the English cluster. It's like, do you actually remember all of them? I'm like, absolutely. And it's mostly based on, TV series we watch, whether it was Narcos, we had a lot of Pablitos and Carlitos, and, but it's just funny. And, but, just to sum it up, there is something funny every day when you work with animals. It's a pure joyous moment of being able to see some of the moments that you can create every day. I mean, just to give you a more concise example, in the month of Jan, we managed to get 42 cats adopted. And just being able to see some of those stories where it went from the street to us as a vet, and then onto people's homes, and then them adopting them, and seeing the cycle of change, and you've affected literally the change of somebody's life, whether it's a couple that really wanted an animal and you were able to place that from a personality fit to the life of an animal that otherwise would have been on the street, or unfortunately they don't have the best cycle of life. It's been purely wonderful in every sense of the way.
That is so beautiful. Like, I'm gonna cry. You're so cute. And how you describe it, like, I can really tell that you're speaking from the heart, and it's so, so cute. Firstly, can we just take a minute to appreciate the fact that you have two chickens? Because that's not something you see every day.
Paul and Patricia.
Paul and Patricia, PMP. I love it. I love it. I love it's a boy and a girl too. That's very cute. I love that. You're so normalized, like you're so unfazed by what I'm saying, right? You're like, yep, I got two chickens, Patrick, and or Patricia and Paul, like we're good. Like this is the day in life. I'm like, Cami, this is not normal.
Yeah, I think that's the comical element that you see every day, when we share sometimes our stories, and just trying to normalize some of the madness that comes around us, whether it's at home or at the vet.
No, for sure. So you've talked a lot about the challenges of setting up the vet mechanic business. You've talked about obviously the day-to-day routine of taking care of over 140 cats and tortoises and fish and chicken. What would you say is something that you want to advise other people that are looking to adopt a pet or are kind of looking to potentially set up a business similar to yours?
Okay, so in terms of animal adoption, both myself and my clinic manager, which we do a lot of fostering and adoption, we always advise people to foster first, never adopt or commit to something entirely, because people come with a whole heap of allergies these days, come with circumstantial change, job changes, lifestyle changes. Dubai it's a very transient city. But not just Dubai, UAE, it's a very transient city when it comes to professional culture, and how, whether you can work today from Abu Dhabi and then tomorrow you might be sent to Saudi Arabia, or vice versa. And we always say foster first, see how it works, speak with people like us, where we not only are able to provide you with literally a try before you buy kind of situation, and all animals being vet checked, a full transparent procedure. So it's always easier to get animals fostered or adopted from a vet, because you know that they come vet checked.
Mm-hmm.
And my husband always says it's almost like getting a cat or a dog on warranty, and it's mostly true, because it's just a matter of vets don't come with small bills, and making sure that you maintain a transparent relationship when it comes to owning an animal in this country, and also if you leave the country, what is the process, etc., is just easier. So that's adopting an animal generally. That's the cycle, how we go about. And also fostering an animal, from myself or Kimberly Bellis, we get everything is provided, so whether it comes to food, accessories, any sort of guidance and counseling, we pretty much do it end to end. So That's on the animal rescue bit. Now, professionally, moving towards that element of the business, I would say do your due diligence, whether it's opening any sort of business. Speak with your friends. If you have friends that have any sort of skill set, leverage any sort of freebies and free skill set that your friends have, because it goes a long way. And always network. There is a lot of networking that has been done or will be done in UAE. It does help everybody a lot. And in terms of what are my challenges personally and professionally, I would say professionally, just time to prioritize. I always try to, like I was thinking this New Year's Eve, I'm like, do I really want to set up challenges? And I'm like, no, I think one of the things that I set up, like the intentions, because you try to think, the older I get, the more intentional I try to be about relationships, about time, about what, how you wake up every day. It's just making sure that you prioritize better the stuff that's important. So just being kind towards people, animals, thoughts, really, it's how it is. And personally, and I think that pretty much spills over into personal advice as well. Some of my personal challenges is yet again time spent with family. Time well spent is time away from work as well, right? And just I always, now that I'm in my 40s, I always say I'm making sleep a priority this year.
No, I love that. I
So
love
yeah.
how you summed everything up there. Thank you so much, Cami, for sharing those. It's so important for people to understand the sacrifices that come with starting your own business and starting your own clinic, even. Like you just said, it's a 7-day a week job. It's not just a 9 to 5 check in, check out. It's a whole full-on responsibility that you are so selflessly giving back to the community through this responsibility. And the fact that you just said sleep is so important. Like, it is so underrated how a good night's sleep is, like how good that is for your mental health. So I do appreciate that you're bringing that to everyone's attention. And of course, always try to figure out which one of your friends have the skills. Like when I started this podcast, this logo you see over here, this wasn't me. This was my best friend's sister that did this for me as well. So I totally appreciate that. And thank you so much for your time and sharing your incredible story with me today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. Bye, everyone.